gang's all here, so I'm gonna call the September 7th noon work session to order here. I wanted to let everybody know that this meeting is going to be recorded. First thing on the work session agenda is a public hearing. Looks as though we will have a public hearing on Wednesday at noon before the commissioners meeting to reference and vote on amendments to ordinance 260, which is a zoning ordinance specifying a couple things, one of which is a setback, and then ordinance 261 associated with solar development and some requirements associated with those who would be interested in putting solar panels on their properties or on their homes. So we'll hear more about that on Wednesday. Any public comment? No? I don't have anything as new or old items at this juncture. I'm looking at so from a work session perspective, Pam, I know is still working on policies and procedures as it relates to projects. The ARC Power Grant RFP is out on the website, and there's a Q&A and associated maps as well for people to take a look at, and I believe they all applications are due September 30th. So we will see what that brings us. We have had some level of interest, and so just trying to make sure that we're answering any questions that are being offered by the third-party providers. That's the only thing under my wheelhouse from a projects perspective. Anything else from any other commissioner?
Yeah, a few things. So the first one that I want to talk about was the Rural Roads Initiative, which we've gone around to municipalities to discuss. The survey that municipalities will submit projects through is on the site, and we will be sharing it with them this afternoon. There's a few minor changes that need to be made to it. The municipal governments will be able to submit projects for road and bridge upgrades, repairs, replacements, and those projects will all come in and then be vetted through the planning and zoning department mixed with the county engineer to narrow the scope down to what we think would be an appropriate grant application next year with the Fed related to that infrastructure bill. I had a long conversation with Chris Ernst from E&M Engineers, who's the county engineer. They're putting together two proposals. One will be for the vetting of the projects themselves. So they're going to consult with us as we work on trying to figure out which project should go into the grant application. That's also in conjunction with PennDOT, as we have a technical assistance agreement with them to assist with that. So I just want to let you know that that's going to be going on today. With the new grant administrator being hired, I just want to let you know that Dan Glotz and Danielle Flasher met with EOC to discuss the housing or the roof replacement program that we have, and wanted to let everybody know that that program is continuing, working through EOC. We have to transition. I've had a few calls from people that were in the pipeline to work on getting the roofs replaced, and they were concerned that the program was going to disappear. It's not. It's continuing, and it's in the same setup where the grants administrator receives applications and then essentially kind of organizes them and then forwards them to EOC, and EOC does the evaluation on the roofs. The money, there isn't much money associated with this, but generally in a year they have enough to do 4 or 5 roofs, and EOC does all the evaluation and the management, so the replacement project.
So our grant writer is just kind of a pass-through then?
They kind of evaluate, they do a lot of the evaluation of the initial application, and then they collaborate with EOC, and EOC kind of handles the, making sure the project's done right, it's bid out, all of the kind of logistical stuff related to it.
And EOC has the funding for the grants?
They receive some funding as part of their administration of it, but the grants administrator really handles the program from a management standpoint.
Got it.
Let's see, I wanted to let you know that the land bank project's moving forward. We met, myself, Phil Gilbert, and Pam Abbey met with, I can't believe I'm drawing a blank on this. Andrea Stapleford, who is the solicitor for the redevelopment authority, and she is finalizing the resolutions that the municipalities are going to pass to be a part of the land bank. Now that it's been done, our expectation is to have those to the municipalities within the next, probably by next week, so that they can start signing the resolutions. That includes a resolution for the school district to sign, like a finalized version. So we feel like that's going to move forward by the end of September. Hopefully we'll be having folks pass their resolutions so that we can really get the land bank moving forward.
And they've met, it seems like everybody is interested in the program.
Mm-hmm.
The municipalities that you've talked to,
Absolutely.
I've heard anyways, so.
Yeah, and we have several projects that are just waiting for it to really take off, so I think everybody's champing at the bit, I believe is the phraseology.
Oh, goodness. All right, anything else for projects? Anything for you, Ben?
Pam and I are working on policy procedures that are shaping up nicely. We'll have a list. I'm not sure what we'll kind of say.
Okay.
But I don't see a lot of urgency.
Okay. It's more of a maintenance thing than a project thing, I think. And then, all right, and so nothing else. Moving on to the next item, the upcoming commissioner meeting, public hearing. I think we had already talked about the amendments from the ordinance 260 and 261, and then also under new business is a repository tax bits. So that'll also come to the commissioners on Wednesday. And then proclamations, will have National Bullying Prevention Month, honoring 4-H members and volunteers, and then National Disability Employment Awareness Month. Anything else on the commissioners meeting and public hearing? All right. Department committee updates. We have a department here.
Liz is already shaking her head, so she's like, motion to adjourn. She's like,
Commissioner schedule. I will be in and out all week. I have plenty of meetings with the United Fund and Salvation Army Board and you name it. So, anything else?
My copy of dates, if you want to know where I'm at.
There you go. Will do. Any general discussion? I think we're just as general as we're gonna get.
yeah, I don't know, there's just a ton of stuff, so I think my goal is for the stuff for the next work session, I try to have this week so that we can review it and then,
That would be great.
because, everything's gearing towards trying to get stuff in line with the budget coming up and,
Right.
anticipation for grant season next year and all of that, so.
Yep. Okay, that sounds good.
Time's of the essence, as they say.
There we go. I don't know that we have any need for executive session unless, nothing on Commissioner Engelson. Anything for you, Ben?
Nope.
Okay. All right, I think we'll call this work session over.
There you go.